He was the son of a president and founding father. His youth was spent in the diplomatic courts of European capitals. He served as minister to the Netherlands, Prussia, Russia, and the United Kingdom. He briefly served as a Federalist senator, but broke with the party on foreign policy. As Secretary of State under President Monroe, he helped formulate the Monroe Doctrine. His election as president came after the race was thrown to the House of Representatives. His administration was beset by struggles with supporters of Andrew Jackson in Congress. After being defeated by Jackson for re-election, he was elected to the House from his native Massachusetts. In Congress, he affiliated with the Whig Party and became a fierce opponent of slavery and the war with Mexico, and was instrumental in the establishment of the Smithsonian Institution. He was stricken while speaking on the House floor, and has been remembered as among the great orators of the 19th century. He is our nation's 6th chief executive, John Quincy Adams. Let's take a look on a map at some of the sites associated with John Quincy Adams. Adams, like his father, was born in what was then part of Braintree, Massachusetts, and is now Quincy, Massachusetts, just to the south of Boston. Also in Quincy is his estate Peacefield, which is the same place where his father, John Adams, lived. Both of these sites are now part of the Adams National Historic Site, which is operated by the National Park Service. Adams died in Washington when he was a sitting congressman, and he was initially buried there. A few years later, though, he was moved to the expanded crypt at the First Parish Church in Quincy, Massachusetts. And you can see him buried there today along with his father, the nation's 2nd president. Let's take a look at some photographs of the sites that you can visit associated with John Quincy Adams. Let's take a look at some books in my collection associated with John Quincy Adams and his times. For a good biography of Adams, I have this book by Paul C. Nagel. It was published in 1997. It's called John Quincy Adams, A Public Life, A Private Life. I also have a couple of biographies of Henry Clay, who also ran for president in 1824 against John Quincy Adams and Andrew Jackson. Clay was also Speaker of the House, and he was later a U.S. Senator and mastermind of the Compromise of 1850. He was also John Quincy Adams's Secretary of State. This book is by Robert Ramini. It's from 1991, and it's called Henry Clay, Statesman for the Union. I also have a more recent biography of Clay published in 2015. It's by Harlow Giles Unger, and it's called Henry Clay, America's Greatest Statesman. Our next episode will focus on our nation's 7th president, Andrew Jackson.